Niagara Falls City Market is open again this summer. We're so excited to have our sponsors from Fields and Fork Network. Joanna, you are one of the managers for the Niagara Falls City Market, and I'm excited to be doing this little series with you because you're going to give us some recipes and we can find all of the ingredients at the market, right?
Absolutely. Everything that I have here today, I purchased at the market from my local farmers. It's within actually 45 miles of the market. Everything was fresh that day. It's really important that we have that, and I kind of got inspiration from what they had in season and things like that. So I kind of came up with the inspiration for the recipes to make things that were quick, easy. You can either store them, feed a family, inexpensive, and everything you were able to get at the market.
Alrighty, I love it. What are we making today?
So today we are making garlic dill pickles, and the pickles are from Canfield Farms. So what I'm going to have you do actually,
yes, I'm ready.
I love this. So what I'm going to do is have you chop that garlic a little bit.
Okay.
Just kind of rough, nothing too serious for me. So what I am doing is, we're making a brine. So basically a brine is a salt, sugar, vinegar solution. And what I do here is I have water, and then I have white distilled vinegar. I like white distilled vinegar on with dill and garlic. I think that it makes it very it's kind of like that classic taste. I like red wine vinegar for pickled onions and things like that, but I really, really like the white distilled. And then next we're going to add some pickling spice.
Nice.
Which consists of some cloves. I also have some allspice, mustard seed, dry bay leaves, crushed red pepper. And then I have pickling salt. That's going to go in there. And all we're going to do with this is kind of bring it up to a simmer. All we're trying to do is really just kind of dissolve your sugar salt solution.
You know, what's really amazing about the Niagara Falls City Market is obviously it's really fun to have these markets that you can go to for the summer, but it has a rich history. The market has been around for over 100 years, right?
It has. It actually has been around since 1913. There actually used to be barns on the one side because we used to be open at 4 a.m. And they actually used to bring their cattle and their horses and things like that into the barns in the morning and all of their produce. And then it was open at 4 a.m. so everybody would have to come there super, super early. And then they moved to their current location, and it has been around for obviously for such a long time, but we also have family and generations of farmers that are there. Canfield Farms is actually a 4th generation farmer, and he has been at the market for well over 40 years.
Wow, incredible.
Yes, they're wonderful. When you're done with that, you can just put it right in here for me.
All right.
And we're going to throw it in here, and then the next thing you're going to do is put those pickles in the jar, and what you're going to do is add some of that fresh dill in the bottom.
Okay.
So once this gets to a simmer, you can take it off. You'd like to let this chill for about, I like to let it sit for about 24 hours till everything is really nice and cold. The key to have a really crispy pickle is to have everything really, really cold.
Yeah.
Some of the tricks is actually, if you're going to do it, if you're going to do it all at once, is to actually throw ice cubes on top of your cucumbers.
Oh, smart.
It makes them very, very crispy.
Okay.
So once you're doing that, you can split it up into those 2.
And we're adding the dill to this as well, right?
Yes, please. So you just kind of want to push it in there. I would say you want to take about 1/3. I cut the bottom stems off because you just really want the top part.
Okay.
So I just kind of divvy it up. I really love dill, and I really like a lot of flavor in these. So I'm adding the garlic now.
These are perfect for the summer, right?
They're wonderful. Yeah, they're great. And you can let them sit. The longer they sit, the better they taste. So I really like to do them when, as soon as they start to come in, all of the pickling cucumbers, I like to get them in and let them sit in the fridge for a couple weeks. So obviously, the longer they sit, after about a week, these are ready to go.
Okay.
Now, the next thing we're going to do is start pouring some of this right over top of that.
Okay.
And that's already been chilled and sitting for over 24 hours. And some of the extra bits on the bottom there, we're just going to add.
Now, Joanna, you know about how important this market is to families as well, because you told me that you've been going to this market since you were a kid, right?
Yes, I have. It's a very nice place for the community, and it's extremely important. Food access is incredibly important to everybody, especially in that area in Niagara Falls.
Right.
We want to make sure that we're really helping our fellow man, and that's why we try to bring in our local farmers and really try to work well with also our local vendors.
That's right. It's about, like you said, accessibility, meeting people where they're at. That's in the heart of the Niagara Falls community, and also giving people healthy options as well, which is so important. And there's nothing better than eating locally grown food.
Absolutely. And for being a small market, as you can kind of see behind me, everything here was purchased from the market, from the farmers, and my backyard. And what we did is that it's everything you get. There's a small market, but there is such a large variety.
Right.
It is such a wonderful family environment, and there's such a large variety of items, fruits, vegetables, to maple syrup, to honey, to jewelry, and it's such a versatile place, even being small and being so important. It's our market, it's our neighborhood market, and it really is something that we're trying to promote for our community.
Beautiful. Okay, so basically what you have going on here is what you actually gave me to pour into this. So this is pretty much all set.
All set, so all we have to do is put the lids on it.
Okay.
And then what I'm going to do is come over here, and I'm just going to move this. That looks wonderful, by the way.
Thank you, thank you.
Absolutely. I like the dill on top, and then what we're going to do is once it's screwed on tight, we are going to flip them over. Make sure your lid's on really tight.
I do not think I have this on. Hold on.
Let's see. I also worked at Dairy Queen, so we used to have to flip the blizzards.
Oh, okay, so you're used to it.
Absolutely. So give it a good shake.
Beautiful.
And then all I'm going to do is I put them in the fridge and let them go. And then if you want them for all different things, I leave them whole because they stay crispier that way.
Yeah.
So what I like to do is slice them when you want them for anything, but they're ready to go. Let them sit for 7 days and you have a delicious pickle. So you're before and you're after.
Here are the after. These have been sitting for a couple of days, but you gave us such a great idea. This is such a refreshing thing to have in your fridge during the summer. You can bring it out to picnics.
Absolutely.
And of course, if you want to shop for all of the ingredients that we had here today, you can visit the Niagara Falls City Market, presented by our sponsors at Field and Fork Network. For more information on the farm fresh goods you can get at the Niagara Falls City Market, you can visit them every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or check out their website, niagarafallscitymarket.com. This segment is sponsored by Field and Fork Network.